For those of you who I haven't met, my name is Connor Teague. I'm a product manager here at FireHydrant. We do these webinars monthly to highlight the new features that we've shipped and kind of talk through them in a demo environment to let you know how you can utilize them to also improve your incident management practices. All right, and additionally, there's a blog post that is describing all the features that I'm walking through today. So if you need additional details, just take a look at our website. Okay, let's go ahead and dig right in. So the first new feature that I'm going to talk through today really is around how to effectively understand which incidents that are happening in the environment that you would like to be notified to. Right now in the platform, the best way of getting notified to an incident is being added as a participant, and then you'll be pulled into the Slack channel, and then you can receive the updates there. What we've added is the ability to subscribe to specific saved views so that whenever an incident matches that criteria, you'll actually receive an email update and be added as a watcher so that you can have every additional update to the incident sent directly to your email inbox. I'm going to go ahead and walk through exactly how to set that up and show a demonstration of that in action. So here we're in the incidents view. I've got a couple filters set up for severity as a sub 1 and impacted services as checkout because I want to be notified every time there's a sub 1 incident that is impacting the checkout service. You may have done this before, so we're going to go ahead and save this as a new view. We've added a new modal that highlights the selected filters. I'll add in the name that's just descriptive of saying this is sub 1 checkout filter. And our new functionality here is subscribing to the saved view. I'm going to go ahead and enable that and set it as my default view because this is what I want to see every time I log in to this incidents page. Now, saying that there is an incident already open and it has to do with the checkout experience, I've not been notified to this yet because the actual service of checkout has not been added as an impacted component. I'm just going to go ahead and add the checkout service as an impacted component to this incident. I'm going to say it's degraded. Okay, it's added in as an impacted component. And then what's going to happen is I'll receive an email notification saying you are now a watcher on this new incident, checkout experience degraded because of a subscribe save view of sub 1 checkout. So this is the initial email that you get, and then whenever the incident is updated, either in severity or in milestone, you'll receive a subsequent email notifying you of what has changed. So if it's a new milestone, it'll designate here what milestone is transitioned to, or if there's a change in severity, it'll also designate that here. Besides showing up as an email notification, whenever you are logging in directly to FireHydrant, you'll actually see it as a part of your saved incidents view modal here at the top of the incidents list. So this just gives you the easy way of being able to really understand the impact of services that you care about based on a subscribe filter. And getting into this next feature here. So you may be using incident types in your platform currently, and we've added some additional functionalities on top of that to ensure that as your teams are working through different incidents that are tied to a specific type, you can actually designate certain incident fields that need to be filled out at a specific milestone. So for this case, we're in the sub 1 customer impacting incident type. And whenever I go down to the bottom of this list, you can see that this detected by incident field is required at the identified milestone. And so every time that an incident is hitting this type, whenever I move it to identified, we're going to require the user to actually fill in this detected by state. This ensures that your engineers or whoever is responding to your incident is able to provide in details with the context that they have at that moment, ensuring that it's easier to complete the retrospectives at the end whenever you may not be fully aware of all the context at that given time. Later on in the incident, you may be in the call and realize that your scribe is not actually in the call with you. We utilize this FireHydrant scribe as part of an incident call to transcribe any kind of conversation that is happening during this bridge so that you can have this data for your retrospectives or for additional look back in the future. So what we've added capabilities to do is you can use this FH scribe functionality within your Slack bridge. If I select invite scribe, this will actually invite the scribe into my Zoom channel to make sure that I'm being transcribed effectively. We're gonna give it a minute, and now you can see that the additional participant is the incident scribe here. So this is really useful whenever you may have people come and go from incident calls, or if you notice that the incident scribe isn't a part of the call at the beginning, you can just use FH scribe and bring them in. Additionally, what is helpful, if you do have your scribe already in the call and it's been recording your current transcript, you can use the FH scribe functionality to understand what is the latest topic itself. So as I've been discussing the incident scribe assignment, this will let me know that this is what has been the topic of discussion. This is also super useful for people who may not be in the call but want to understand what is the last conversation that's been happening for that incident. Okay, our next update. So in the audiences functionality, we've actually enabled the audience's summary to be regenerated whenever a new milestone is reached. So I'm going to go ahead and use an FH update command in the Slack channel. We're in the identified state, but I'm going to say that we have completed the mitigation and now we can move on to the next steps. We're going to say the service has been restored, and the functionality is back to normal. And so with this, we're going to say that checkout functionality is operational and the service itself is operational as well. So once I submit this update, what our AI summaries will do is it will regenerate that summary itself of saying this is the latest update so that you and your team don't necessarily have to wait for any additional updates or for having someone select a regenerate command on its own. So you can see here we regenerated this just now, and our AI summary is now up to date with the latest information, keeping you and your team in the know exactly using the data that's provided in your incident. Another functionality we've added into our audience capability is now whenever your AI summary changes, you can actually initiate new runbook steps directly from that action. And so imagine you're in an incident like I just was, you update the status, and therefore the AI summary is being changed. You can configure a runbook step to either send an email, send a Slack message, invite certain people, anything that you want to do with a runbook upon the action of an AI summary changing. This just, once again, more tightly integrates our AI summary capabilities with your incident workflow. Our next feature we shipped was the ability to customize the way that your retrospective templates look. So typically, whenever you're in your retrospective, you'll see your incident data and you'll see your questions side by side. And sometimes you may want your specific details within a different tab in your information panel. And so now what we've added is if you wanted to add in, let's say, milestones into your retrospective template view, but let's say you want to have it in your details tab instead of your key data tab. So we've actually enabled you to move your milestones information into the details tab, and so that'll show up here. Our point in doing this was really to ensure that you have the data where you need it whenever you're completing your retrospectives, because context is really what empowers you to have a more effective retrospective experience. And last month, we did bring up the new edition of our RBAC system. Since then, we've updated the UI, made it a little bit more accessible, added in some quick links, and updated the UI just to be more generally usable for people that are configuring these roles. Additionally, we've added in the ability to set specific permissions per team, per member. And so let's say that I was on this team and I need to manage the permissions. So me as a user, I'm not able to manage the runbooks that this team owns. So this is really useful whenever you have a team lead and other team members, and you really only want the team lead to be able to edit specific aspects that this team owns. So this is just one more layer of the RBAC functionality that we've added in with respect to Teams specifically. And our last feature I want to bring up, it's not in our blog post, but it's really important. We've added in the ability within our Slack integration to set a message retention period. So in order to more closely align with either data retention policies within your organization, now you can set the message retention directly within the app. So once you're past this message retention period, we'll actually delete all of the data that is prior to that, ensuring that you have complete policy compliance.